Hello, this is InFamous Second Son, and today I have a very special guest. Say hello, special guest.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bobbin Threadbare.
And this is going to be the evil playthrough. Skippy Granola will be with me for the good playthrough, but all you really need to know is that InFamous Second Son is the sequel to the first two Infamous games, in which the good endings are canonical for both games. That's all you really need to know for right now.
Well, that and a text scroll.
Well, yeah. It's been 7 years since the second game, so it's sort of important.
Alright, well, I've watched the first game played through, but not the second one. What happens in the second one?
You go to a new city where there's a guy who's really anti-conduit, and then you gain a bunch of powers while the big bad that was revealed in the previous game is approaching. And it turns out he's that guy you were supposed to rescue who was supposedly an FBI agent, but not really. And he's, like, absorbing people in order to give conduits powers, and then Cole sacrifices himself to get rid of all conduits, but as it turns out, not really. A couple of them survived.
Well, it's hard to have a sequel without the gimmick.
Well, yeah.
So, on a scale of melodrama villain to Hitler, what kind of evil are we talking about with this series?
That last guy was basically evil but good intentioned. Also, turn the controller sideways, shake the controller. It's spray paint.
How come you can't do all that other quick stuff?
I don't know.
Lame.
Yeah. So, as it turns out, our main character is a really, really good stencil artist because, look, he's got multiple layers to this shit.
Also, apparently the cops have nothing to do if he's allowed to put up these giant-ass billboard covers.
Yeah, you're gonna be asking that a lot in this game?
And wait, how is he able to make, like, complete cutouts like that? Like, there's supposed to be, like, connectors between the interior cover bits.
I don't really get it either. Maybe there's, like, rolled up tape on the other side, and that's how he does it. I don't know.
I'm a goddamn criminal mastermind.
Yeah, no shit, coming up with those giant-ass covers.
Right. Yeah, this should work. Oh, genius. Genius.
Who's out there?
Anyway, this is Betty. Betty's awesome. I'm going to feel horrible about everything we do because of Betty. At least in this run.
What are you doing?
Ha.
Why aren't you at the big to-do at the Longhouse?
Yeah, I just didn't feel all that accomplished tonight, but you...
Ah, so he's a Native American.
Seriously.
Yes, the tribe is actually a fictional tribe. They did not want to offend anybody, so they made up their own.
Yeah, fair enough.
I know you're in there, so just come on out. Or I'll call
But did he seriously spray paint the billboard on top of the warehouse that she owns here?
Well, I have no
Yes!
He's a cop. I have to be back here in 5 minutes, and if you're still here...
Apparently she's used to it.
Thanks, Betty.
This is the last
Last time.
And she's got a red stapler.
Apparently, I'm getting a phone
Yep.
call.
The faces in this game are amazing, especially, like, around the lips. If you noticed, like, Betty's wrinkles were actually appearing and disappearing as she talked. So we can't go out the front door because, well, there's a cop right outside.
I Hello, freedom.
And why is his siren going?
And now the easy part.
I'm not entirely sure. It might be the lighthouse out in the bay.
No, the cop siren.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, I'm not sure.
why the hell does a cop put on the siren for a graffiti?
Anyway, speaking of which, this is another tag he's done. There are a couple of these scattered around the beach. One I miss seeing is at somewhere around this area there is a wrecked rowboat, and he tagged a mermaid on it.
Probably just to the right of where you were just running.
Yeah. Also, people watching the good videos may notice that this footage looks really similar, because I'm actually using the same footage for both runs, at least for this first video.
Fair enough.
It was easier that way.
When there's nothing different, there's no reason to record separate videos.
Right.
Also, is this a special area that... Or is it, like, someplace that we'll never come back to later, or is this part of the overworld?
This is a place that we'll never come back to. This is basically the climbing tutorial.
Lame.
Yeah. I like the lighthouse out in the distance. But yeah, aside from the mermaid, I think I saw all the stuff that he's tagged throughout the years.
Did he pound those boards into the side of the wall there himself?
Maybe? Also, I have a little bit of trouble getting up this one.
Because I have no other explanation for why that would be there.
Yeah.
Also, he must do a lot of strength training out here when he's not tagging billboards.
Says not to look down, and I immediately look down, because, you know.
Well, because you're a disembodied camera. You're not his face.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You have that advantage.
Also, that arrow up there is for the PS4's touchpad. You just swipe your finger across it and you open the door.
Hey, man.
Where'd the door go?
Forever for you. We should probably just get
Do you
inside.
have any idea how embarrassing it is for me to keep arresting my own brother over and over and over again?
Maybe you should stop arresting your brother over and over and
You
over
think this
again.
is a joke?
No, I
Is
don't.
this how you want to leave your mark on the world, huh? You think this would make our parents proud? Misdemeanor vandalism?
Listen, man, there's a lot of scary shit.
There's one thing I really appreciate about this game is that characters interrupt each other like people do in real life. They don't play it like a movie where they politely wait for somebody to finish.
Because I don't seem to
Reggie?
get it. What?
Truck.
Well, that was just rude. Right now he's thinking, thank God, something to do in this town. Aside from arresting my brother.
You stay back. That thing's gonna blow.
Stay away from the exploding thing. Got it.
And of course, we're going to immediately progress to the explodey thing, because otherwise there's no game.
Well, people don't get superpowers for being intelligent. Unless being intelligent literally is their superpower.
Reggie?
Yeah.
I here need some help.
Again, touchpad stuff, you just swipe up.
Holy shit, dude. Oh, thanks, man. I thought I was gonna die. Hey, you alright? Oh, hey, let him go!
Well, speaking of rude,
And keep your hands where I can
Yeah.
see 'em. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want to get going before she gets here. I said let him go, or I will shoot you. Fresh? No. I said I don't want to hurt nobody.
And just to be clear, this power is not fire, it is actually smoke.
is it also telepathy?
You'll see what's going on with that later.
Like, it would be pretty crazy for it to have, like, superpowers you can absorb just by touching a dude.
Reg?
So, something about this little part right here is that you cannot control Delsin. No matter what direction you push, he always goes the same way.
What was that?
You don't even need to be pushing directions. You can push the other buttons, like the X button or square button or whatever, and he'll just dash the same way every time.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! What the hell is going on?
It's a nice way of showing that he does not have control over the powers yet.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Make it stop! Reg! Reg, I really need you!
Okay, so now you can control him, and you push circle to do that little dash move, and you can actually phase through things that Smoke would be able to phase through.
Because you're half vampire now.
No!
You do a mist form.
Reggie! Reg? You okay?
Nelson, what was that?
I gotta get that thing off you.
You just...
I gotta get you out!
Yeah, okay.
And here's a touch thing that we never really see again. You tap both sides and hold them.
Oh, dear God.
No, no, no! Shit! I can't stop it, man. I can't stop it. Reggie, I can't stop
It's
it,
okay.
man.
It's okay. You're okay. Just breathe. Breathe.
Shouldn't the brother have the power now because he touched the guy while he was going smoke?
You were my brother.
But here's the thing. I like the dynamic between Reggie and Delsin because 5 minutes ago, Reggie was ready to arrest him, and now his brother is in trouble and he needs him.
Okay, get out there. There is a
Yeah,
bullet here.
fair
I'll
enough.
stop him before he gets to the rest of the tribe. All right? I need you.
Also, it's not really a spoiler because they sort of, like, assume that you learn this by the next video, but it's not the smoke power that was, that gave Delsin the power. Delsin's power is to absorb other powers.
Able to even get to you back there if I hadn't.
When did he pick that power up?
The smoke power was immediately from... Oh, that power? He was just born with it. When the ray sphere went off in the first game, he eventually got it, and he's just never run into another conduit before.
Jeez, man, the latch is melted. Locked. How the hell did he get through?
You just randomly hit people across the world, even in the middle
Way to
of
find out.
ass end of nowhere?
Yeah, the conduit thing is weird. I think they sort of forgot that the ray sphere was supposed to be involved, to be honest.
Panic.
Fine, go. Control the mobs.
I'm coming back with help. See if Betty's in there with the bioterrorist. And be careful. Never know what those freaks are capable of.
Yeah. Those freaks.
So there's a lot of movement stuff in this game. For instance, if you use smoke into these vents, you go through the vents.
Vents. Good to know.
Hence the, blinking lights next to every last one of them.
And usually that's how vents work. The first one, he didn't jump super high. Also, there's no fall damage in any of the InFamous games, for which I am eternally grateful.
Just one of the generic perks of
Hold on, Betty.
being a superhero, I guess.
Yep.
So his smoke power is stopped by actual smoke.
Yes. Well, that's fire and burning wood. So now we have a melee weapon. It's a chain. You just smack things with square. Doesn't really get much deeper than that.
It just seems like, of all the things that could possibly stop smoke, more smoke does not seem like it would have been on the list.
No, stay away from me! Stop! Delsin!
I was just trying to create a diversion. I didn't know anybody was in here.
You did this to me!
You're a conduit?
Betty, I'll explain later, but you gotta get out of here now.
Good, I'm gone.
Not until you fix this first.
And something you may have noticed, or may not have, Skippy didn't notice it, but Delsin actually does not absorb powers unless it is hand-to-hand or hand-to, wrist connection.
You just gotta wait for that golden opportunity.
So he can touch other conduits wherever, but as long as he's not holding the hands, then he doesn't get anything.
Weird.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, it sort of makes sense, because pretty much all conduits focus their powers through their hands.
Bind us all up so we couldn't use our powers.
Hence the hand bindings there, I guess.
Yes. They're talking about basically superhero Guatmo.
Way for a man to live.
Gitmo.
Gitmo, yes, thank you.
Red-headed bitch there. Really into needles and scalpels.
And apparently he absorbs more than just powers.
But if you do enough time, you learn a few tricks.
He absorbs backstory.
Patient.
Yeah,
Sooner or later, they'll screw up. They always
gotta have that exposition, man.
You maybe see something or you hear something.
I just watched a bit of the One Punch Man anime,
So when that bitch put the three
and it made me appreciate
was coming.
one of his rallying cries, which is 20 words or less.
I saw you poking around inside my head.
It was me? I thought that was you.
You saw it, right? That DUP prison. If she catches you, that's where you're going. Wait! I'm warning you, kid. Back off! You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, why does he need to stop this guy?
Because he thinks that he can fix having powers for some reason.
Why?
But this is basically melee combat tutorial. If you die here, you are trying to die, even in the hard difficulty. We're playing on normal.
Anywhere until you fix this. This ain't something that can be fixed. Then at least show me how to control it. Ain't got time.
Show me how to control it, he says, as he beats you mercilessly with the chain.
This fire's only gonna buy two.
But yeah, you can immediately attack out of coming through a dash, which is nice.
Yeah, well,
And also, your dash sort of homes in on people,
you've been seen, son. Folks
which
here
is
know
good
about
in combat.
She's got a way of making people talk.
If there's nobody around, it just goes straight, which is also appreciated.
Good luck, kid.
The powers are... The movement powers are really well thought out.
They call this a fish guttery?
Let me walk away.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever got to know about any of this.
I think it's also a cannery, considering.
Talk about this.
I just don't think that's the proper term for the building.
I am so very disappointed in you.
Well, we got him, right? I, flushed that mean old conduit for you. Good job, everybody. Especially you, guys.
Bioterrorist. Henry Daughtry was a bioterrorist. Conduit.
This is another character where you can see the
Traitors who sympathize
wrinkles
with the
appearing and disappearing around the mouth as she speaks.
You can also see the bad guy printed on her face.
Mm-hmm.
You seem nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
It's been my experience there are only two reasons for people to be nervous. Either they're cowards, or they have something to hide.
Or they're about to die. That's a good reason to be nervous.
I think she would file that under coward.
You were in there with that bioterrorist for some time. Did he share anything with you?
Share.
Did he say anything to you? Share any of his ramblings about conspiracies?
No, he didn't share anything.
Well, he did shout that he wasn't about to go back to prison. I don't think that's a conspiracy, though.
Yeah.
You see, we are engaged in a life and death war with these bioterrorists, and it's my job to do whatever it takes to ensure that we win that war.
General Havoc, nice to meet you.
What? It's kind of funny because... Aren't you a bioterrorist too?
Delson, that was the stupidest thing you could have ever said.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. And it's clear now that you're not a coward, which means there's something that you're not telling me.
What are you doing?
You can't do this, you crazy. I've got rights.
And I have the legal authority to suspend those rights whenever I feel it's necessary, like now, for instance.
That's a lot of power to give one person.
And I will tell you again.
And she could just, detain him? Like normal cops would?
I'm told that hurts.
Like, in most areas, you get, 48 hours to hold someone before you need to find a charge to hold them with.
Really?
Yeah.
Still nothing. Well, unless you decide that you do have something to tell me, I'll go chat with that nice old lady. But you should know, concrete is especially hard on brittle bones. And if she doesn't talk, I'll just move on to the next one, and the next, until I find someone who does. So do you have something you want to tell me? Or do you prefer that I move on to your friends here?
So of course it's an infamous game, and you get to choose the good path and the evil path. And I said earlier, this is the evil path. So, fuck the tribe. We're gonna keep our cool-ass powers.
Piss off.
Then I have no further use for you. Hope you're not as stubborn as that one. Are you, Betty?
Can't you just create concrete anywhere?
Pretty much anywhere where there's concrete.
Because you just pointed at her and fell over.
Yeah. They are on an asphalt street, which is close enough to concrete, I guess.